beep, beep, beep.
Yo, what up, barflies?
Barflies
You
everywhere.
already know who it is.
know.
It's Big Dan.
Big Dan.
Rodan. I'm coming to you live from the
Rodan.
215, your comic book connoisseur, your sommelier of
215.
sci-fi and superheroes, here to welcome you to the Blerd Bar. How you doing? Meow, 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 meow. Big Dan sounds.
Big Dan sounds. BDS.
And I am not by myself.
Never.
Because this is the Blerd Bar, not the
Blerd
cellar.
Bar, not the cellar.
Mr. Afro Izakaya himself, talk to him.
Yo. Last descent of the Yasuke, sub overdub for all anime, salsa dancer, ninja, stay on his toes, got a sake flight ready to go. It's your boy Hawkins Hanzo. Pterosaur.
Oh, man. It is wonderful to be back.
It is.
I don't know what fell behind me, and I won't check on it.
It wasn't behind you, it was in front of you. And
Was
it's
it?
okay because the camera is still up.
What fell?
And it's a book bag.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm just like, I'm trying to be professional.
Mhm.
Yeah, man. It has been a week,
It's been a week.
and we apologize to the Patreon members. We did not go live last week due to internet connections and things like that. But
we got
we're back
clear.
now, baby.
What is that what it's called? Clear?
Clear. Cricket. I don't know. One of those.
One of those. Anywho, let's not go in the
But,
past.
yeah, we don't talk about Bruno. We have a full docket tonight.
Full docket. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm
I hope
excited.
so. This episode's about nostalgia
Yes,
in general.
indeed.
Like, that's kind of what
That's kind of who we are.
That's
as
kind of what you're
millennials.
buying into, honestly. If you're a Blerd, it's not because you like a bunch of new stuff. It's like, no. If you are somebody who says, I'm a Blerd and have been a Blerd for X amount of time, it's because you go back.
Well, that's because you're old, sure.
But
I
even
think- I
the
think
new wave, even the new wave is like, I've watched One Piece. That's 1,000.
Well, that's because
episodes.
it's still going. So you
I
get
watched
with it or you
Dragon
get
Ball,
lost.
1989.
Anywho, I have a
Batman,
weird que-
1939. Like, let's be honest.
Well, no, because you can still hop in with Batman.
You can jump in now, but I'm saying it's because old things exist, and you have a long registry of things that you can look at. That's what I'm
enough.
saying.
I-
That's all I'm
maybe,
saying.
I-
That's all I'm saying.
Well, here's
That's
the
all
thing.
That's all I'm saying.
Weird question for you.
Yes.
If you could have any artist, dead or alive, do a remake or like a remix of a song of any artist, dead or alive, who would it be?
Now this song has already been was already redone by the late great Whitney Houston,
Mm-hmm.
but I feel like if we had a Michael Jackson remix on that,
On what?
I Will Always Love You.
Oh.
Sorry, you're like, what are you
and wait
talking
for the
about?
other shoe to drop.
Right. But hearing Michael Jackson do "I Will Always Love You" might be fire.
That's interesting that you said that. Because we literally did not talk about this until I walked in the door.
Yeah.
My pick was Michael Jackson, "Sweetest Taboo."
Huh.
I think he would
Be fired.
He would add some funk elements, like yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. Michael Jackson's the GOAT when it comes to like music and the artistry behind it. But I feel
King
like,
of pop.
yeah, I feel like that would make me like something I'd be excited to see.
Yeah.
But,
He could remix a lot of songs, and I'd be like, I'll take a listen.
well, yeah.
He could do a whole CD, a whole album of just
other people's
remixes,
songs.
and I'd be like, you know what?
That'd be the time
It'd be like his mixtape. It'd be like
Yeah.
Wheezy back in like, what was that, 2007, 2008? Yeah.
just call it other people's songs.
And it'd be fire.
What are we drinking tonight?
We are drinking tonight the Philosopher Stone.
Philosopher Stone.
Philosopher Stone. Very, very good. Very good. You can see how to make it on Afro Izakaya episode 2, which is live now. And yeah, I mean,
Is the clip also going to be in this episode?
I don't think so, because it's at Afro Izakaya.
That's true.
And also, we might put the clip up like just in socials in general.
In general.
But yeah, if you want to watch it, go watch Afro Izakaya.
We'll put the link in this video. So we talked about the cocktail
That's
and
so
how
good.
to make it's very good.
It's so good.
It's a good time on a regular basis.
Yeah, that's a solid drink.
And you made it.
I did make
it's
it.
It's a Blerd Bar thing.
Blerd Bar original, baby.
And
BBO.
So if you want the details, you got to come to us for it.
Ow.
Okay.
Ow! You didn't like that?
I'm for it.
Ow!
You gotta stop.
I don't know if you can.
You wanna do it again?
I might. Not yet. When you least expect it.
Okay.
Okay.
Ow! What's the next? That was cocktails. What is about this content?
This content that we be offering?
Yeah.
Because that's our tagline.
Cocktails, content, and culture.
That. So, recast the reboot. I think you put this up here. Recast a favorite TV show of yours.
Yes.
And I think you have a TV show for us to recast.
I have a show. The show that we are going to be recasting, the reboot, will be The Big Bang Theory.
Okay.
Now, I have like...
You've been working on this for a
I've been
while.
working on this.
Okay.
I'm going to stick with the main, what is it, 5, 7 people, whatever. The people who we know, who we see regularly on a day-to-day episode, I guess.
People top billing.
Top billing.
Top billing.
Top billing. For Sheldon, I'm going to go Gerard Carmichael.
Okay. Okay. I have a counter.
Go ahead.
I was going to say Daniel Pudi.
What is he in?
Community. He plays Abed.
Oh, you know who I wanted him for. It might be like wrong to do so, but I have somebody.
Kuthapali?
Huh?
Kuthapali?
Danny Pudi?
Yeah. Were you doing Danny Pudi for Kuthapali's character?
Is that Raj?
Yes.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I'm a fan of the show.
Okay.
So sorry.
I was thinking about it, but I have somebody else in mind for Raj. But Danny Pudi for Sheldon?
He's got the same
He's
kind of
quirky.
like quirk.
Yeah.
He has played also a character who like is autistic, but they don't say it.
In Community?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
So I'd be wildly entertained by that.
Interesting.
Only because I've seen it done before. So like I've seen him play that character. So that's all I'm saying. But go ahead. I mean,
yeah, no.
Gerard Carmichael might be good though. I feel
could
like
be.
he could be.
He could honestly make or break it.
Yeah.
I saw him in Poor Things.
Right. I haven't watched that yet. It's on my list.
I understand why she won,
Okay.
but it's a very weird movie. Anywho, he's in there. I don't know. I mean, he booked once again. Anybody who books the gig, they book the gig, right? So
you auditioned. You know they brought you in for a second one,
and they
tested well with the producers. There's a process.
Yeah, you made it. So it's like it is what it is. I just don't know if I believed his character or his like delivery or something. Something just seemed a little off, but like I don't know. Anywho, but I think he could work as Sheldon. For Leonard,
okay,
I have Tyler James Williams.
Okay.
He's quirky enough, but because Leonard gets with Penny, you have to believe it.
There's got to be some level of appeal.
You gotta believe it. At some point.
I didn't feel like there was appeal there with Leonard. He just was like a genuinely good guy.
Sure.
Almost harmless. We can't unpack the show right now, so I'm not going to do that. Because he's red flags. He's red flags a bunch.
Really?
Yeah.
Like in real life?
No, in the show.
Oh.
Leonard in the show has a bunch of like mommy drama.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
But I mean, it's fine. It's funny then. It's funny then.
They put a laugh track behind it, so
it's great.
Okay.
For Penny,
okay,
I have Anna Sawai.
Why
She is Monarch and Shogun.
Okay.
Get a little different. Like I wanted to make it blacker, but also just more like melanated
Diverse.
in general.
Just diverse.
And I think she has enough appeal, especially if Tyler is her opposite. Like you can see that quirky thing working because I feel like she could give off maybe not pretty dumb girl, but like pretty badass. Like she probably wears like leather jackets and whatnot, and like I don't know, hangs out with biker gangs or something like that. I don't know, but you know what I mean. Like it's a slightly different take.
Maybe, yeah. I don't know who I'd have for that. For Penny.
Did you agree with Leonard? Who would you have for Leonard?
I can see it. Honestly, I'd probably put Gerard Carmichael there. I'd swap him out for
As Leonard.
Yeah, he could one.
He could play straight man.
Leonard's often the straight man in the scenes,
Mm-hmm.
so I see him playing off of a more quirky. Because let's be honest, if we're keeping the heart of the show, Leonard still has to have that, and I feel like Tyler could almost be too firm in that.
But I think that.
But I feel
cool
like
thing.
we've seen it. We've seen moments of, especially if you watch Abbott, like
Well, that's what I'm gonna say. Especially if you make the reboot a mockumentary kind of a thing.
Let's get away from mockumentary.
Really?
I think Abbott's doing it well, but
don't want to
ruin a good thing.
Yeah,
you know,
don't want to drown the system.
It, you know,
I think Parks and Rec did a good job.
No, they stopped after the first season. They tried it for the first season. Everyone skips over the first season because it doesn't. It feels like too much like
The Office.
Trying, yeah, like it's trying too hard.
That's not this episode, but
yeah,
okay.
Nope.
So that's who I have for Penny. Let me know if you think of somebody else for Penny.
I was gonna go dumb blonde.
Oh,
because that's just kind of what the role.
Who's
calls
the
for.
lady who does Tara Strong?
Huh?
She voices Tara on Teen Titans.
Tara Strong is the voice.
Oh, Tara Strong is the voice.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
She voices, who does she voice? Like the Rock Girl.
Yes. Oh, the voice of Tara in Teen Titans Go?
No, in Teen Titans. Wasn't that Tara Strong?
Probably.
Is Tara Strong? Tara Strong's blonde, right?
Yes, but Tara Strong. It wouldn't work. She's too old. Not trying to be ageist. I'm just saying.
Well,
for everyone else you've casted, it would seem out of place. Is what
fair. Okay. I did want to make this not. I didn't want to make them in college per se.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe put it in more of a. Maybe they're in an IT company, or like maybe they all work in IT, but like we don't see them at like college.
Yeah, I mean they worked at a university, but they weren't like they were doctors. Every single one of them, with the exception of Howard, he was an astronaut. But
yeah. Okay, Howard. I'm gonna put Rami Youssef.
Why am I not?
He starred in the show Rami.
Okay.
I think he was in Mr. Robot as well. He was also in Poor Things. What else was he in? He's like been having a little come up. He's been bubbling.
Yeah,
he's been doing work.
Yeah, I could see that. Now, heart of the show, obviously you'd have to rewrite him to not be such a like skeezy person, but
so the reason I thought I was like he could pull it off.
Yeah.
If you keep that like track, he could do it. But yes, you could also tone it back because it's 2024 and beyond.
I like it. I think I wouldn't change too much about this.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe someone else for Penny, but I feel like whoever you get in there can play the I'm not smart but ambitious kind of character.
Mm-hmm.
But
I like making it like I like making Penny. I don't want to make her dumb. I want her to be like
right.
She can be pretty, but like also like just on the wrong side of the tracks.
Even
kind of
later on, Penny gets like realizes she's smart in this own way. Like she's emotionally intelligent, where everyone else is kind of like walled off. Like so maybe I don't know, but I'm fine with it.
Yeah,
we got to do. If we do these more, then I'll obviously be able to like flex my muscles a little bit more.
Bernadette.
Oh, you need a tiny, squeaky woman.
Nah, you need Kat Dennings.
I like Kat Dennings, and we're not going to talk about that any further. But no.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
I like Kat Dennings. I don't think she's a good Bernadette.
Kat Dennings would be. We've already seen her play smart.
Yes.
So this is not going to be anything new or different for her.
No.
And she's smart and she's quick with it. We've seen her that she can like have the quips.
Fine.
She does.
But I just feel like she's already been in the same show like kind of show of like two broke girls. I don't know.
And what else?
Like the same kind of vein of sitcom-y that I would.
Oh, like
she's played that character already.
Has she played smart though? She could bake.
No,
but like,
no, she didn't really play smart.
Like Bernadette's like smart and actually very like a headstrong, established person. Like,
fine, throw Kat Dennings in Big Bang. I'd watch it. Yeah, I ain't got no objection to this. I'm just saying. Moving on. I'll discuss the issue no further.
Sure. Amy Farrah Fowler. This is gonna be fun. Ayo Edebiri.
It'd be fun. She can play it up.
Oh my goodness.
She can play it up. Her recasting in Big Mouth has been an interesting time.
Is she the black girl now?
She plays Missy's voice.
Oh.
Missy's voice.
Did that happen in season 4 or 3?
4. Because I know at the end of it, there was like some.
She gets to say the N-word. Like,
right. There was a controversy of, white people playing black characters. It was right after, George Floyd and all that.
So that's in but yeah, no. She, I haven't seen all the movies that she's been in, but seeing her in The Bear.
She's done stand-up.
And she's great. She would kill that.
I feel like you definitely got to keep her reoccurring role, because if she's starring, she steals the cake.
Ooh.
Based on this casting list you have.
You think? Actually,
she'd take
I don't know. Rami, Kat, Tyler?
Sure. They all got to like each other too. I mean, there's that.
Sure. But they can be professional. Also, with Amy Farrah Fowler, her opposite would be Gerard Carmichael.
Yes. I see that. I'm for this. I'm for this list, and I think it'll work.
Last person, Raj.
Ooh.
This is gonna be interesting. I would say I put Dev Patel.
No.
Why?
He's too much of a movie actor to give sitcom vibes. I think that you kind of have to be in a certain headspace to be a very sitcom driven live studio audience delivery.
Question is, can he do it?
Can he do it?
And I think he can.
Probably. He's Hollywood. But I'm just saying, to me, he seems like someone who shows up on scene and the whole audience goes, woo! And it's just like,
well, we can change what Raj is about.
Right. Well, no, but
maybe he's all about. Maybe he's trying to find. Maybe he just goes through a constant run of arranged marriages with these Indian models.
You know who? Obviously, shying away, strongly moving away from the stereotypes that Raj kind of put out in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
I would say, what's his name? Akash Singh. He's stand-up.
Oh. I've probably seen, cause is he on Don't Tell Comedy?
Probably, yeah. He's he also does a podcast with Andrew Schultz.
That guy.
That's not this podcast. That is not this podcast.
I don't know how I feel about him, just to be fair.
Real quick, for anyone that's joining, let us know what you think. Who would you recast if we were redoing The Big Bang Theory? Throw it in the comments. Who would you recast for Sheldon, Leonard, anybody? Just, throw that out there.
Yeah, Sheldon, Leonard, Penny, Howard, Bernadette, Amy
Farrah Fowler,
and Raj.
We'd love to hear your opinions. And who knows? Maybe we'll get back to them as we move on through the show. So what do we have next? Top 5. And we're going to work this list together, you and I. Top 5 non-Disney animation / Pixar movies.
Okay.
But they have to be animated.
Okay.
All right? So no Disney animation, no Pixar, but I want you to give me what would be the best list if we were given a recommendation list of animated movies.
This is hard because I was like, oh snap, Incredibles is on there. So
you're like, ooh, Incredibles. Nope.
You go first. What was your first pick?
I'm gonna go with, because I have so many, but I'm gonna go with Secret of Nim.
Secret of Nim?
Mm-hmm.
Is that like the prequel to like a fairy joint?
Oh, you talking about like Fern Gully or something like that?
Yeah.
We can get there, but I wasn't picking Fern Gully. I was going with, Secret of Nim. Hopefully somebody else out there agrees with me. Like, Secret of Nim is fire. It's an epic tale. It's about a widowed field mouse, who...
Wait, you might as well do like Great Mouse Detective. Oh, is that Disney?
That's also Disney.
Damn.
Step your game up, boy. But yeah, I'm putting Secret of Nim on there.
The Secret of Nim.
It's phenomenal.
This looks like Nightmare Fuel.
There's moments.
This looks like in line of that is also which one? What is it? Not Radigan. Oh no, I think I'm thinking of the Great Mouse Detective.
Yeah. You're talking about Rescuers.
Well, there's the Rescuers Down Under. But
there's the Rescuers and then Rescuers Down Under.
But then the Great Mouse Detective, he fights like a big. Yeah, he fights the big mouse. Yeah. Okay. I mean, I can't deny it, but I've never like watched it. But it has a 93% on Rotten Tomatoes.
For those watching, just validate me, please. Tell them, tell the world. Secret of Nim is going on my top 5.
All right, top 5. I'm gonna put Akira.
That's valid. That's
gonna be
absolutely
Akira.
valid.
Dope story.
It is.
Made me want to learn more about it. Like, I was very surprised that there wasn't like a sequel. I'm like, why is there no sequel? And it's like later on I learned there's a whole
world
book.
Yeah.
So like you could read the whole book.
You could do that if you wanted to.
So I did that and that was fun. But yeah, I mean, just what it did in America, like for the culture and everything.
Oh, yeah.
Like the bike slide, the bike itself, the jacket. I still want the jacket. I still want the jacket.
I would argue that Michael Jackson saw Akira and then did the whole Bad album.
That was the inspiration of Bad?
Hands down.
Akira. You heard it here first on the blurb.
we have no evidence of this, but I'm positive.
From
Michael
Akira to Bad.
Yeah. He was just like, I'm going to get me a leather jacket.
That's hilarious. All right, so we have The Secret of Nim and Akira. What's your next pick?
And I grew up, obviously, watching a lot of animated movies. Being the oldest, like, I could never just watch what I wanted to watch. Like, the family had to watch certain movies. I'm going to go with something recent. How to Train Your Dragon. The first one.
That's DreamWorks, ain't it?
DreamWorks. Not Disney.
Are they not Disney adjacent?
They are not. It's actually, DreamWorks was based or founded by animators who left Disney Studios.
Okay.
How to Train Your Dragon. I understand that I'm talking to other adults, and they're like, you giving me kids movies. Go watch that movie and tell me if you're watching a kids movie.
You know what? The only thing I will say is that it got, 2 sequels? So somebody else liked
3.
it. Is there
Another
a 4th?
one's coming out. Yeah.
Oh.
And a syndicated TV show.
They're doing too much. They're milking it. And
I feel like y'all hating, and I'm not here for that.
They're milking it, and I guess that's
sure. If that's your only
okay.
property, I mean, Kung Fu Panda's out here too.
Is that DreamWorks?
That's also DreamWorks, and I was about to put that on my list, and I still might. There's still 2 options on this list, but who you got?
Yeah, I'm looking up these DreamWorks, and those are their. Oh no, they got Shrek.
You putting Shrek on that list?
No, not at all. But
Whoa,
I'm saying
slander.
no
Shrek
because
is love. Okay.
it had a moment, but if we're doing like top 5,
right?
Like top 5 is like you're gonna rewatch these all the time,
or at least frequently.
And I might have to fight you on The Secret of Nim, but like I haven't seen.
You haven't seen it,
but
so you don't know.
I might have to fight you on that. My next one is going to be Spirited Away.
Okay.
Classic. Great story.
Good time.
Great animation. Like,
good time.
Could rewatch it again anytime, every time.
Thank you, J-Dubs out here. He's validating Shrek is DreamWorks, but it's up there. I'm gonna let you pick one more because where are we at?
That's
four?
3.
That's 4.
The Secret of Nim, Akira.
How to Train Your Dragon.
Oh, you did
4.
How to Train Your Dragon.
Right, so I'm gonna let you fight me on this one, but I'm gonna go with Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
So the first one.
First one. It's animated, not Disney, and I think it has high rewatch quality potential.
I don't disagree that it was a great movie. I do wonder, for me personally, I wonder about rewatchability.
Okay.
Because I think the issue is when I enjoy it, I kind of remember
I got backups here. If
I kind of remember it, so it's like, would I watch it again?
If we can't agree, I will propose to you something else.
Hold on. Because I have one that I want to propose. Batman Under the Red Hood.
Okay.
And that's why I'm like, I might have to fight you on Secret of Nim.
I feel like there's a second list. I feel like we can keep making lists. And, we don't rank things here at the podcast. Never mind.
No, we do. It's fine. Batman Under the Red Hood, that was a wild ride.
It is.
That I was like, I was not expecting it to be what it was, to be honest.
I get that.
So,
I mean, comic book nerd here. So I was like.
Well, here's the thing. I think, especially with the movie, I think that you may know the story, but the action and killing, I was not.
The level of violence in this animated film.
I was very much surprised about that.
You were like, oh, and they cussing out?
I was like, all right, I'm bought in. I'm here. I'm here now.
That's right.
I was watching it on the strength of Batman, but now, like, I'm engaged.
You want Josh involved? Get some blood in there.
A
little Secret of Nim. You gotta watch it.
A little dab of
I'm out here. All right. That's a good one.
Because right now we have The Secret of Nim, Akira, How to Train Your Dragon, Spirited Away. So we only have one slot left. And I think my one slot, because I was gonna say Your Name, which is a anime film, but I'm gonna put Batman Under the Red Hood as my champion.
Okay. All right. So I've rewatched the Spider-Man movie a number of times. But I will trade it in for another non-Disney film that I feel is goated. And man, we should have made a separate list for just DreamWorks. Because Shrek changed the game for so many people.
I feel like Shrek made it possible for it's like, look, you don't have to be Disney.
Right. You don't have to be Disney. But I'm going to say, because the whole franchise of Kung Fu Panda has been fire.
I don't think I saw 3 and 4.
4 didn't come out, or just came out. 4
okay, so then maybe I did see 3.
Yeah. Because I feel like DreamWorks be the only one that can really like go toe to toe with Disney. If they was like in a bar fight, Disney got rounds. You could just pop, but like DreamWorks got hands. And they'd be like, Chicken Run, Shrek 2, Shrek 3.
Chicken Run wasn't that great.
No, it wasn't.
They got Shrek and they got Kung Fu Panda.
And How to Train Your Dragon. You haven't watched it, so you don't know.
I have watched How to Train Your Dragon.
All of them?
I've watched 1 and 2, and I think 3.
And you didn't love them? Okay. All right, Under the Red Hood. Well, I'm not gonna
Under the Red Hood? Yeah.
Honestly, there's other Batman animated films that I'd be like, The Mask of the Phantasm.
Oh, you should have said that.
That's all right. Can we agree? Mask of the Phantasm.
Over the Red Hood?
Under the Red Hood? Tell me you're about to lie to me. Tell me that you're leaving the podcast and we're not friends anymore. Because
they're
No.
different.
But tell me.
They're different.
Tell me.
I might have to rewatch it.
We can do that. You can come over. We can have a sleepover. Popcorn. I'm not going to eat the popcorn. I'll probably have chips. But
that's fine.
Pizza.
We
can play Mortal Kombat.
Apparently, I can have a whole box to myself.
No, not anymore. You're not doing that anymore. Not anymore. You can't come over to my house and eat a whole box of pizza and expect me to be okay with it.
Yeah, that's fine.
You see the way I'm built? You see how offended I would be? Just about like the fact that somebody comes over to my house and eats a whole box of pizza.
So how are we defining these top 5? Is it like
this is the Blerd Bar recommendation?
Is it like classic or is it like this is fire?
These are fire. Like this is our recommendation list, the top 5 animated movies list that we're giving to the Blerd Bar.
Because I feel like Under the Red Hood was fire. But Mask of the Phantasm is super classic.
And still fire.
Not as fire. Personally. The fight scenes weren't fighting, they weren't throwing hands in the same way that they were in Under the Red Hood.
Okay.
Are we initiating someone? Like, hey, start here and then go on.
Like, is this get to know the council type?
And so, I would, if it's like initiation, I would say Mask of the Phantasm.
Someone break this tie real quick. Who's watching? Somebody break this tie, and because Mask of the Phantasm might be my hill. That might be my hill.
That's real.
I'm not saying we can't move past this and grow together. I'm just saying, that there might be some rifts in the relationship.
So you would want it to be The Secret of Nim.
Yes, hands down.
Akira.
Because we're not talking about my Disney list. My Disney list, we might have to do a top 10 episode.
Sure.
That's a whole episode.
Okay. But Secret of Nim.
Yes.
Akira.
Mm-hmm.
How to Train Your Dragon.
Right.
Spirited Away.
Yes.
Mask of the Phantasm. That is a wide range.
Wide, but a good time.
Yeah.
You haven't watched Secret of Nim, so you don't know.
I don't know.
But
we can put it in there. I'm not mad at it. I would want to watch both movies back to back.
Ooh. Maybe we rewatch them and we come back to this.
I think that's fair.
Placeholder Mask of the Phantasm.
Placeholder Mask of the Phantasm. I think that's fine.
We'll get back to you on this. Whatever the animation needs to be. So we're back. We watched it.
That's
all right.
great.
Moving on.
Mm-hmm.
So
next up,
what else we got here?
We have is rewatching old favorites.
Yes.
Worth the risk of ruining them. In line with, you said, the recent release of live action ATLA, Avatar: The Last Airbender,
right,
and X-Men 97.
Right.
So break that down. What
so
do you mean?
I'm set the scene for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
The year is 1995.
Okay.
I'm a 6-year-old kid and I'm watching X-Men.
Okay.
And loving every moment of it.
Mm-hmm.
Mind you, I'm kind of disillusioned to the themes.
You just see claws.
I'm just hearing shing.
Yeah,
I'm hearing hot takes. The guitar riff be going. I'm loving it. I'm loving every second of it.
Mm-hmm.
Jump to 2024,
mm-hmm.
and I'm preparing myself for X-Men 97 dropping. That actually going to drop this week.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually tomorrow, but by the time y'all see this, it'll already be out.
Tenet,
right? So I almost worry if I ruined it for myself.
So you
rewatching X-Men
the
92.
Old one. You as now.
As of me right now.
You rewatched old.
Married, a dad, rewatched X-Men 92.
And went into 97. Or you will be going into 97.
We'll be going into 97. And part of me is like, I ruined this for myself.
Ooh, that's you know, and I think what's interesting in that scenario is the fact that Disney gave people time to do just that, right? Like they got the rights, they put a shout out about it, you know, so people already knew.
Right.
Avatar: The Last Airbender. There's so much
live action or animation. Which one are we talking about?
So I'm talking about the journey of going from old to new. With Avatar: The Last Airbender, there is so much in the TV show, animated TV show, that watching the live action, to be honest, because apparently live action is just the old Corvette that Netflix is just continuously tinkering with in the garage.
Like, it's so hard.
They are just like, they are not going to let this car die. They are going to put a new engine in it. Like, this is their project. Like, y'all gonna get these live actions. We gonna get it right, and when we do, we know that we gonna cash in. I think live action ATLA is probably the best you gonna get. This is like,
we got Avatar at home.
ATLA live action is like Chat GPT. Like, this is the best it'll ever be for live action as of this moment. And they're gonna. I wholeheartedly believe that they're going to continue to tinker with it as much as possible. That being said, it's rough doing that with X-Men though, because they say that they pick up
5 years later.
Yeah, like
5 years later.
So
to not ruin it for anybody, but at the same time, like, let's be real. The last season of X-Men 92 ran for 5 seasons. The 5th season is arguably the worst season because they changed the animation studios. It had to get done really quick, cheaply made.
So it looks the ugliest?
Oh, looks the ugliest. To, like, if you see the comparison between like what season 1 was, and then like it gets slightly better with season 2, then there's like this weird hiccup in season 3 where some episodes were made when season 5 was made, but they like reinsert them into season 3 because they were written but not drawn. Whole drama there. Anyway, moving on. Voice acting wise, not the greatest. The 90s were a time, right?
And I think that's the thing that you have to think about.
Sure,
going into
but there's shows that were made in the 80s that do better voice acting. There's shows.
It's not the line. It's not Thundercats.
It's not Thundercats. But even
that hurts. I rewatched and I was like, oh, this writing,
garbage. But like even Warner Brothers was killing the game because Batman comes out in 92. And voice acting wise, you got Mark Hamill, Kevin Conroy. Like, these people are doing it and doing it well.
It was nailed. People were nailing it.
Exactly. Superman Adventures drops, 93, 94? Voice acting, still nailing it. Justice League Unlimited comes out.
Is it a 90s show?
Not Unlimited. Justice League?
The first one.
Maybe.
That's early 2000s.
Maybe. We'll talk about that.
Okay.
I'd be lying if I said I knew right now. But anyway, X-Men 92, and as time goes on, it's just like story. They changed the game. As for someone who's an X-Men fan, like, you know, I got the shirt. I've read the books. I keep reading the books. I'm sorry. Justin said, should absolutely rewatch
the source material as an adult.
Yes. I'm sorry.
You
my eyes. I'm getting old.
My eyes.
What is it?
Should absolutely rewatch the source material as an adult because that's what the creators of the reboots pickups did to carry themes forward. We likely missed some of those themes as kids. I actually wholeheartedly agree.
Yeah.
I also think that it's hard to do. You gotta be dedicated. That has to be like maybe like that's your time, right? Like
that was on my downtime. Like I tried.
This is what I'm going to be locked into.
What's crazy is I tried watching it with my girls, and I was like,
really?
We was allowed to watch this back in the day.
I haven't gotten that far. I think I only got up to like episode 4 before like other stuff needed to happen. But
even the people who are complaining about like the wokeness agenda of like they've explained what morph is, being non-binary. I'm just like anyone that can anyone shapeshifts.
That makes sense.
You can change the downstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Who's fighting this? Who's arguing? Who's
and
really
like,
upset about this?
Yeah. It's like, come on, do better. Is there nothing else that you have to
Logic? It tracks. This is someone that actually can do this. Like, let's moving on. So it's just like X-Men has always been sexualized. X-Men has always been, allegories for the marginalized.
Also, apparently, J-Dub says that X-Men 97 is supposed to pick up the day after the last one leaves off, not 5 years.
Well, no, that would be 5 years because 5 seasons happened. 97 from X-Men 92.
So you're talking about the first episode.
Yes.
But like
this is the day
97
after, yes. It's the day after graduation day. I'm sorry for whoever I confused. You're absolutely right, J-Dubs. I'm wrong. I'm gonna take that.
You misspoke. I
misspoke. It happened. But yes, it's right after graduation day.
Okay.
Which is like the day after Professor X dies.
Okay, so. Yeah, that's what I thought. All right. That's what I remember.
Anyway.
But did he I thought he didn't die.
He doesn't die.
I thought he got like
taken away by Leandra.
Not the Phoenix, the
Shi'ar.
Some girl with big hair. He was like, hey, pretty lady.
They're half bird. I'm not kidding.
Get into that later.
But like
furries be furry.
I am pitching the question to like, the audience, like, do we go back and rewatch this stuff and with either the rose-colored glasses on or off? Because like, are you watching to enjoy it as the kid you once were or the adult you are who remembers it?
I think personally,
because I can go back and watch the animation Last Airbender, and love it.
Sure,
every time because it holds up.
And I think that's the thing. Like, I think you can go back to something like X-Men 92 and be like, I'm gonna go in to enjoy.
This was the time.
and then something's gonna happen. You're gonna be like, huh, never peeped that. Cool. Keep it moving. Like, a time was had, and that's a beautiful thing.
They got one character in their name, Chode, and I'm like, who signed off on this? Who agreed to this?
But when you think about the 90s, what was that, like Rocko's Modern Life?
Yeah, they were like trying to like finesse us a little bit.
They were slipping a whole bunch of things in there. So like, I think it's fine to go in with rose glasses off.
Okay.
And you can just enjoy it. And then when you get to the new stuff, the new, it's just like, all right. Yeah.
There was one time where I was like, I think I'm done for a little bit. It was literally, I was just like, click, that's it, on my tablet. And it was the episode where they showed Cable setting free like a bunch of other mutants who had been like doing slave labor, but they're all the diverse X-Men that you don't ever really see. Like
C-string.
It was like
the people that Cyclops didn't bring to the press release.
So like they show Sunfire, and I mean straight up stereotype accent. Then there's the Alpha Flight episode.
Where is he from? Who is he?
He's Japanese.
His name's Sunflower.
Sunfire. Yeah, and he's dumb strong in like the comic books. Here. Then you got Wolverine going to see Alpha Flight, and Shaman's one of the mutants on Alpha Flight. Mm-hmm. And I mean, straight up 90s interpretations of a native indigenous person. You're like, ah. And I was like, is this my sensibilities screaming at me, or is this...
It's the fact that you live in 2024.
Maybe. And I was just kind of like,
It was the time.
And then there's like there was one... He's African, and it's crazy. He called him Hairback, and he's like, "How did you know my name?" And I was like, "Bro."
I mean,
and I was like, "We censors, producers, like this went to the floor, and people were like,
that's
print
fine.
it, run it." But have you
Run it
seen
again.
but if you read the censor notes for like other stuff, they were like, Wolverine can't stab this person.
Well, yeah, murder is wild. Racism. You could, if you can do it tastefully enough. It's like
the kids won't know,
Right.
but they'll see straight up murder on the screen.
there's a bit of like side boob that's like tasteful, right? It's when you got your whole nipple out there. It's, oh man, what are you doing? Children are around.
Okay,
But
sure.
tasteful side boob,
I don't want to linger on that any much longer than I have to. We're going to jump over to culture because we are going to stay in theme with what we do here.
Cocktails, content, culture.
That part. You added this to the list. And
Pterosaur.
That's our fourth one. Pterosaur.
Which is funny because it would be CCCP. Oh goodness.
That's not, I really hope people are still vibing with us after this. So you were talking, you put on the list Justin Timberlake's Tiny Disc concert.
Yeah.
And in preparation for this, obviously, I was like, let me watch it today.
Mm-hmm.
So it's fresh.
Mm-hmm.
So I watched it today, and I had a good time. Mm-hmm. Like, once again, in theme with nostalgia, the millennial that I am, the nostalgia came flowing back.
Mm-hmm.
There's that one part in the concert where he's like, they told me I can't do the song.
He's like, I'm gonna do it anyway.
I'm gonna do it anyway. And I was like,
I feel like, who told you that you couldn't do this?
I
Why?
was like, bring them out here, show their faces. Where they're like, yeah, I told him not to do it.
It didn't make any sense.
Nah, I was if you don't do it, like the people will riot. Like,
I will say, if he had not done, so the song was "Sexy Back."
yes.
If he had not done it, I think I would have been fine. But it was also funny that he did do it. I was like, oh, that song, that was a banger. He has like
solid banger.
Those were all those songs that he sung. I feel like were from, like his golden era.
So he did no NSYNC songs because he's not supposed to. All
right. I feel like they were all from like his 2020 experience or something like that.
No, he did.
No, because he did Senorita. He started off with that,
and then he also did Crimey. He didn't do Crimey River. He did. What's the other one?
It is about crying. I feel like, or drowning in tears.
Whatever. I mean,
woke up this morning. Because if your love was all I had.
Yes, if your love was all I had. But that's not off of Suit and Tie. Or not off his 2020 album.
That might be Suit and Tie though.
He didn't do Suit and Tie though.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah,
I don't think so. But yeah, no, I think I think it's funny. I was like, oh, like at first I was like, why hasn't he done like the Super Bowl? And I was like, oh wait, he's done it twice.
And one time we don't talk about no.
He has hits. Yeah, no, I think it was really good. I think it was really well done. You were talking about Sam Smith.
I was noticing that normally when we have these soulful singers who are not of the same pigmentation as the people on this podcast, there's always this thing.
Bang, he have. Justin?
No, I think we just kind of adopted.
Adopted.
Like we found him outside and we was like, "Ooh, curly head baby."
Oh my goodness.
I do think though, sometimes, especially those wrapped in some level of controversy, if they sing good, there's always like, you better not go up there singing good without no black people in your background.
You think?
I think because he kind of borders in like he toes the line sometimes in like R&B. Like he does,
he does pop R&B,
and whatever that one album was that we don't talk about.
Man in the Woods or whatever.
Yeah, no. But I think whenever he's doing the soulful stuff, it's just best to like make sure you got other soulful people. And part of me is like, do you just bring the qualified and the proven, the ones who have shown themselves approved versus just like risking it for the biscuit?
I think you get the best, especially when you are on JT's level. Like you're talking about like JT, Usher.
He's also touring.
Chris, yeah,
so
he's
you
touring.
you gotta get people with the same certain level of stamina, people who vibe all well together.
And I think that's like he said, JT and the Tennessee Kids. So like that's
Tennessee.
probably like his group. Like that's like when he tours, that's who he calls.
Them's his people.
Yeah. But no, I think even to get into like the Tennessee Kids,
because don't get me wrong, none of them slouches.
Right.
Adam Blackstone is amazing.
And the fact that, I mean, the front runner is a white guy, I think he would give other Wahite people a chance.
Right.
It just
and there was white people there. Yeah.
Like on trumpet or something, like, or guitar.
First of all, do not diminish the capabilities of any person there.
No, I'm
like,
not.
If you there, it's
like,
because you're good.
Right. No, I know that. But like, if we're talking about vocals, I
no.
thought that's what you were talking about.
I was also talking about
okay.
For real. Like, all respect to a band, especially someone who's done live performances. You always give respect to the band, but
the vocals, like, I think it is who it is. Like, you just gotta be good. You gotta be good.
I just feel like when someone's like wrapped up in the conversation, sometimes in media, right? Because like Britney Spears dropped her book, and then right on the tail end of that being wrapped up, he's announcing his album, dropping songs called Selfish. Yeah.
The funny thing is, I didn't even remember that Britney had said all the stuff that she said about Justin until just this moment right now. Like, I know that it happened, and I was like, oh, snap, that's crazy. But also, that was, then, like, Cat Williams happened, right? Like, a whole number of things happened.
A lot of things happened in between.
I think that's neither here nor there.
Okay.
It isn't. Like, what has she done for us lately?
I can't speak to none of that, but like if someone's expressing their hurt.
Sure.
That's how I leave it.
I mean,
Start to stop.
Sound like she need to call Justin. Like,
moving on. But I do think it's just be funny, like watching whenever a lighter pigmented individual who sings soulfully does a Tiny Desk. It'd be us.
So
that gotta really carry it.
Do you think Chris Stapleton? Because I don't think he's done a Tiny Desk yet.
I don't think Chris Stapleton. I don't think he need us though. He's already had us growing up. Chris Stapleton, like
sure.
Chris Stapleton has been
like
around brown folks.
When you go to Tiny Desk, I feel like I have never seen someone show up 2-man, 3-man, like, ensemble. It's usually like a good.
Not recently. And Tiny Desk has actually been blowing up lately, where they've been like making sure they get bigger names.
So like,
because I discover a lot of my new artists, like my new favorite artists, through Tiny Desk, like Tank and the Bangers, Lawrence.
Ooh,
like
the Sacred Scrolls or Souls?
Yeah, I think it's Scrolls. Not Scrolls. It's not Secret Invasion here. But
I mean, Amelia Clark in the background.
I don't want to talk about that at all. I don't. Why would you bring that up? I feel like that's upsetting on so many levels, and we really never unpacked it, so I don't want to unpack it now. You feel me? You see what I'm saying? You feel what I'm putting down?
Oh goodness. No, I think the Tiny Desk. I think the Tiny Desk with white folk having black folk in the background. I think you only notice it because the front runner is a white person, right?
And so it's like contrasting. It's just foreground, background.
What's in the shot?
Is it just because we're photographers that we notice these things?
What's your aperture? I don't know. But no, I think
You start measuring how much in depth of field they are.
stupid.
Which F stop at? Because I need us to be at like F.3, F.4, F5. You know.
It would be. You know who didn't do that? What is Mostre? He's French. Stromae, because he flipped the word. He's a French dude, really great skincare. But he had, because on one of his songs, he has like these singers who are, I don't even want to say where they hail from because I would get it wrong. But
be respectful.
They are definitely white.
Ain't nothing wrong with saying that.
But he himself, if he's not black, he's mixed.
There's brown in there somewhere. Technically, everybody's black. No.
Is that this podcast?
No, not that one.
Have we reached the end of the episode?
Maybe.
Jeez.
I do think though, like, whenever I see Justin Timberlake, and now it's more prevalent because of the fact that like my kids watch Trolls. So every time he's singing again, I'm like, oh, this is Justin Timberlake putting it down. Like, I ain't never had no issues with the man musically. And I think sometimes it's easier because they're white to separate the art from the artist. You know, they were like, oh, you know, remember what happened in the Super Bowl? I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about, sir. Oh, I got my suit and tie. But,
well, because he had two, right? And the first one, there was like controversy, but the second
the Janet Jackson one is what we remember, and some people are like hard. Some people are heavy on the fact that like they don't bump JT, and I get that. I respect that, largely due to the fact like I do feel like he mishandled the situation. He ain't had no commentary on the situation, and I'm like, sir, you the one that did it. But Janet Jackson's the one that got all the flack for it. But that's not this podcast. But in the cultural realm of things, I do think it's almost weird that like we're expected to forgive and be like, as long as it sound good, we vibing.
I think that is a messier conversation than the last 5 minutes, 3 minutes of this podcast has time for.
I mean, it's just you and me, so I can press the stop button whenever I want. And we can keep going.
Oh goodness! That might be another time.
We won't be long in the tooth for the sake of our listeners.
Yes, indeed.
I do think though. Let us know how you feel. Let me stop talking about how I think, because how I think apparently gets me in trouble.
Just causes pause. That's
you
all.
know, you just be like. Eventually, Josh is going to hit an octave that only dogs can hear. He's just like, you don't want that. You just be like, you're like, I don't know.
He's like hearing dogs barking.
And like, oh, Daniel must have said something crazy again.
Some wild stuff. Wild.
I do want to know real quick though, like how y'all feel, because X-Men 97 is going to drop 2 episodes, and then after that is weekly. So for any of those millennials who feel nostalgic and want to watch, and you know, hopefully, I think they're going to give us a good story. From my understanding, that's what I wanted to talk about. The creator or the director of the show
he got
getting
fired. He got fired.
And I wonder if it's because he checked too many boxes on the DEI.
Did he?
I feel like he checked too many boxes. He was black, gay, and he had OnlyFans. And Disney was like, that's the final straw.
Wait, really?
Yes.
That's not the picture of the man I saw. I didn't see no black.
That's a black man.
What's his name?
Let's see.
He said he's the director?
He was creator of 97? Or director?
Creator of
DeMayo.
X-Men 97.
Bo DeMayo.
Bo DeMayo.
I just feel like he checked too many boxes. And Disney was like, that's it. Get him out of here. He's got an OnlyFans. Cut him loose.
Bo DeMayo. Oh. see, depending on the picture,
sometimes flashes be set too high. You run the risk, you know. Yeah, after a while, you be like,
yo, depending on the picture, my man got range. I was like, that's not who I saw get kicked off.
Like, racially ambiguous.
I was like, what?
Somebody had that's the white balance on that flash was set.
Also, it looks like the producer is also like somebody who they throw in there for whatever reason. Like if you look it up, okay, but no, oh, that's wild. That's all. That's out of
And it's funny because Disney released a statement stating that like they didn't fire him because he had an OnlyFans. But
here's the thing: who knew that until you said something? Like
sometimes self promotion be like, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Maybe I could have waited. I could have waited. I could have waited till the show aired and they loved it, and then they kept me on.
Because that don't have nothing to do with. That has nothing. See, we don't like. We're already over time. we
can talk about
OT.
it. Maybe this gets only for the Patreon members, but we can talk about it because I feel like it's weird that Disney fired him, but was also very clear that like the reason they fired him was not that.
Hold on. Do the sign off.
Okay.
Give a quest item.
Give a quest item. I'm going to give a Spider-Man popsicle. It will take you back in time to the 90s. The eyes are not aligned. They are not symmetrical.
But are they still gum?
They're still gum.
Okay, great.
I'm all in. Is it edible gum though? Like, let's remember.
Wait, it's a quest item. Why does this have to be a cursed item?
It's a cursed item. It gives you the good memories, and then you remember after a while, like, oh, this wasn't good at all. But it's a Spider-Man popsicle. You're welcome. Keep it in the freezer. And as we always like to say here, like, share, and subscribe because it's important for us to continue to grow. We want to continue to do this for you guys because we love you guys. And as we always like to say here, y'all have a blessed night. Peace.